Welcome everybody, my name is Michael and today we are discussing about the Matreshka Premium. This is a play on the Kimchi Premium back in 2016, 2017, where Koreans through KRW were paying a lot more through, let's say, Huobi or their own other local exchanges, and there was usually a 5 to 10% premium well over the price of Bitcoin. So if you were a Korean native, because only those types of individuals could use these cryptocurrency exchanges that had to have actual proof, you could actually have a little bit of arbitrage if you knew what you were doing. You had a fair amount of money because, of course, fees would take up a lot of the profits that you could potentially make. But hey, 5 to 10% difference, if you know what you're doing, if you have $100,000, you can make a couple $1,000s in a matter of a couple of hours. Well, now Russians are paying up to $20,000 more for Bitcoin, which is quite a lot because we're talking 20, 30, 40, 50, 60%, anywhere from there, because not everybody's paying over $20,000. But if Bitcoin is currently at around $40,000, I wish it would be really nice to have it at 50,000. Getting confused. So Bitcoin's at around 44,000 and a couple $100. Now, based on exchanges, there are differences. Sometimes you could have an exchange that's at 44, and other times you could have an exchange that's at 45,000. But in Russia, it's a little bit different when you have sanctions from the entire world against you, and you have the price of rubles suddenly falling. So one of my family's friends who moved from Russia back when Crimea was happening, they purchased a luxury vehicle. Why did they purchase a luxury vehicle? Because, well, first of all, they wanted to, but this Nissan GTR suddenly was half the price because back then, same thing was happening. The ruble suddenly, and since they were moving out of Russia anyways, they decided, hey, let's buy this GTR and then, play around with it and sell it in a different country when everything returns back to normal because you purchased it for half off. And that's exactly what they did. So you have a lot of people right now who are, first of all, overpaying for pretty much everything because what they had a week or two ago suddenly was reduced 10, 15, 20%. And the price of goods is going up like crazy. So if you know what you're doing, you're able to offset these differences. But the average person is going to lose a ton of money. And that's why they're freaking out because they don't want to lose everything. Because you have people who, both in Ukraine and Russia, you have massive influxes of Bitcoin purchases from addresses located in these two nations. And you have people who have pretty much lost their home, their job, everything that's normal about their life. They've taken their money however they could, and now they have most likely fled the country. Or if they're still in either Russia or Ukraine, they understand that it's going to be a long, long, tough road ahead of them. They don't know if they're going to lose even more. So they're purchasing Bitcoin. They're freaking out. There's massive FOMO, fear of missing out, because you know that every single person around you who at least is from the younger generation and understands what cryptocurrency is, you know that they're going to do the exact same thing as you. They're going to purchase cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, and you have to beat the crowd. So you have a ton of people who lost money. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. And these exchanges are making money. Money. Now, does that mean a lot if, their headquarters gets blown up? Maybe not. But for a lot of these circumstances right now, the millionaires, the oligarchs, there's ways to make a ton of money from disaster. Now, in the short run, sure, a lot of these people have lost a ton of money. However, they're easily able to make it up because always, whenever the markets are very red and the streets are all chaotic, that's the best time to make money. So you have a ton of Russians who are now getting into cryptocurrency. You had a lot of activity in Russia before everything, and in Ukraine. These are two nations that understand the power of cryptocurrency. You had a lot of miners. You had a lot of activity going on. You had many cryptocurrency exchanges and businesses that accepted crypto and relied on crypto. And now, during crisis mode, a lot of people will be turning to this. No, the nations, there was a comment on my last video, no, the nations will not make cryptocurrency the national currency. That's never ever going to happen. And the amount of people during this war right now who are going to turn to cryptocurrency is still pretty small percentage-wise compared to all the millions of people who are going to lose money from this. However, you are going to have hundreds of thousands of new transactions happening, and some of them are going to be pretty big because you've had people who all the money they made in their lifetime, whether they sold their car, sold their apartment, whatever. I'm sure there's some people who are trying to sell their apartments right now. And that's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, there's going to be some cheap apartments to purchase in Kiev and definitely in Kharkiv and in Dnipro and, you know, in the Donbass area. But I'm not sure if I'd want to live over there. But I'm sure there's some people who are selling and, you know, freaking out for half price. Maybe I'd risk it, you know. Hopefully the apartment doesn't get blown up to smithereens. But there's definitely some people who are selling everything they have and putting a lot of it into cryptocurrency. They've already taken out whatever they could from the banks. They went to contos, they went to exchanges, and they got dollars, euros, whatever, and now they're just fleeing. And you have a ton of refugees. Hundreds of thousands of people have already left Ukraine. The EU is suspecting up to 4 million people will be displaced, depending on how long this is going. But peace talks are over. For now, it doesn't seem like it's ending anytime soon. So you have the potential for millions of people to be moving. And in the EU, now a lot of the nations are giving up to 3 years permission to live and work there. So whether people go to Poland, Germany, you know, Romania, Britain, whatever it is, you're going to have a lot of opportunities for people to place all their wealth into cryptocurrency. Maybe they make some money. Maybe they're able to use it to purchase another car, another home. And yeah, it's a sad situation overall, but you have to make the best of it. I mean, it's not going to change anytime soon. It's going to get a lot worse. And you have to fight for your freedom. You cannot trust the government or the banks to help you in a situation where the world is ending, essentially. It's an apocalyptic situation. It's dystopian. And you're already seeing ATMs, the run on the banks. People can't get access to their money. Inflation's going up like crazy. So what do? Unless you have tons of gold and diamonds, crypto is the easiest answer. And if you can't get access to cryptocurrency, a lot of the elderly generation, that's most likely what they're going to do. They're going to purchase gold, they're going to take their jewelry, and they're just going to flee. Now, if you're in Russia, things are a little bit better because obviously you're not the one that's getting stormed, but things are still pretty bad. Recently, Visa and MasterCard have also cut off Russian banks. So now you don't have Visa, you don't have MasterCard, you don't have SWIFT. I mean, almost all the cards out there are Visa and MasterCard. What do? There's no American Express, there's no Discover. They're going to have their own cards. And sure, they have, you know, their own type of cards, but they're not too popular. Not every Russian uses them. So, and even if you do, you're still impacted by inflation and all of this. This is the perfect thing for cryptocurrency, as bad as it seems. In crisis situation, the power of cryptocurrency shines. So, guys, you know, sad situation overall, but thanks so much for watching today's video. I'm just going through the news every single day. I'm so enthralled in this. I mean, it's just crazy. I've thrown myself into this because I remember I was in Kiev. I live not too far away. I mean, in Poland, you know, a lot of people don't know what happens if Ukraine falls. Are the armies going to go into Poland? Probably not, because it's NATO and the EU and whatever, but you just don't know what's going to happen. It's pretty tough. I had a lot of Ukrainian friends, so, you know, it's interesting to see their perspectives on this. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. It's going to be very interesting to see how these events continue to unfold. I know some people may be getting tired of these videos, so we're going to switch to, you know, we're going to switch around these topics and do less frequent updates, but I'm still sure there's going to be a ton of updates. But this is exactly what crypto's for. We're here to help in tough situations. Bye.